Welcome to another episode of JavaScript tutorial series for beginners. In this episode, we're going to learn about string methods. We have already seen different data types like string, number, boolean, all those things. Today, we're going to learn built-in methods for strings. If you search string methods MDN, that is the Mozilla Developer Network, you can find all the possible methods for string. In the left hand side you can see all the methods like anchor, add, big, bl, blink, bold, all those items. You don't have to learn everything, but there are few methods that are used very frequently and you should know that. So I will go one by one. First one you can learn, that is char add. This is very useful method, char add. So suppose you have a string. Okay, let me write some code. Okay, I've opened Chrome DevTools where you can write JavaScript. So suppose I have one string called str equals to abcd, right? This is a string. Now in this string you have all the methods, right? You have char add, char code add. So if I use char add now and if I pass argument 0, that means it is returning a. That means in this string abcd, what is the character at index 0? That is a. What is the character for index 1? It is b. Now if I try to add index like index 100, which is not possible, we'll see blank. So this is the use of char add. One more useful method is concat. This is used for concatenating two different strings. Suppose it is shown here in this example. We have string 1 and string 2, and if you want to concat these two strings, you have to call string1.concat. Then you can pass in the first parameter. I think in concat you can pass multiple values, so it accepts variable number of arguments. Yeah, so if you pass concat then blank, and then second argument you can pass string 2. It will concat both the strings and it will return hello world. String 1 is hello, string 2 is world. So this is very useful method. Another one is ends with. This ends with method is used for verifying if the string ends with some substring. Like for the in this example the string is cats are the best, and if we check string 1 dot ends with best, it will return true. That means the string ends with best. Similar to ends with, there's a method starts with, that is also very commonly used. So if I check any other method is useful or not, so if I search for any other method, yeah, this one, string includes. This is also useful one. Suppose in this string the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and we want to know if fox is there in the string. You can easily do that using sentence that includes the word, right? It will just return boolean stating if that string includes that part of string that you want to search. Index of is also very useful. It returns the index of that particular phrase. So suppose in this string, let string equals to abcdefgh, then maybe ijkl. Now if I execute string dot index of efgh, right, it is returning 5. Why? Because the starting index of efgh is 5. If I count a is 0, then 1 2 3 4, and e is 5. If we check string dot char add 5, it will return e. Another one is last index of. If it is similar to index of, but if we have multiple occurrence of one phrase, then it will return only the last index, and that is also useful. Match and match all is also useful, but you need to know a regular expression for that. We'll talk about it later when we will learn a regular expression. Okay, we have replace. Yeah, replace is also useful. Suppose you want to replace some string. In our example, string str, let string equals to this, and suppose you want to replace efgh with something else, then you can write string dot replace all, maybe efgh. You want to replace this with xyz. Now you can see it is returning abcd xyz, then ijkl. And if you check the string now, string is untouched. So the value of string is not changing, but replace all will return a new string with the replaced value. So that is also useful. You can use that in different scenarios. Replace all is also same, but it will replace all the occurrences of the substring. Then you have search. Search also requires you to understand regular expression. We'll talk about it later. We have slice. Slice is similar to substring. We'll learn substring only. Okay, so this is the one, substring. Substring is if you want to extract some part of the string, then you can do that. For example, I have abcdefghijkl. Now suppose you want to only extract the first 4 characters. You can do that using substring. String dot substring starting from 0 to 4. So in substring you have to pass the starting index and the ending index, but excluding that ending index. So this means we're getting from 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this way substring works. So we have split. This is also very useful string method. Like you have abcd efgh ijkl. Now if you want to split the string with a blank space, what will happen? We have 2 blank spaces here, abcd, then space, efgh, then space. Now if I execute this string does split, you can see it is returning on array. So if I split the string with blank spaces, we get 3 different strings, right? abcd, efgh, and ijkl. We are getting that. Sometimes it is very useful when you have comma separated items, right? Like this, comma, then comma. Then if you split this string with a comma, you get different items. So this is very useful in your day-to-day programming. Start suite, I've already discussed that. This is similar to end suite, but it checks if some string is starting with some substring. 2 lowercase and 2 uppercase. This is also useful. If you have one lowercase string like this, and if you execute like a string dot 2 uppercase, it will convert the string to uppercase characters. But if you check the value of string, it is unchanged. Only thing is that it will return an updated string. You can write like updated string equals to string dot 2 uppercase. In this way you can capture the uppercase characters in this updated string variable. So we have both 2 uppercase and 2 lowercase. We have trim. Trim will trim out all the extra spaces. Like in this example, we have in the hello world, we have extra space at the beginning and end. If you trim it, it will trim all the extra white spaces. That is also useful. Similar to trim, we have trim end and trim start. Like trim start will only affect the beginning spaces, and trim end will only affect the ending spaces. So these are all the different string methods. You can play around with it and find out if some method is really useful for you or not. So actually when we will start writing some code, you will find out if you need something. You can always go back to this documentation and find out if some method is already there or not. Otherwise definitely you can write all those things by yourself also, but JavaScript provides all these utility methods that you can, so that you can make use of this and save some time. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please hit like, and if you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section. I will try to answer them. And if you're liking this series, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.